forecast. Here's KATC Chief Meteorologist Rob Perillo.
Welcome back. Well, we have some rough weather ahead. Still the threat of some locally heavy rainfall as we get into tomorrow. So we're going to be watching that, and long days ahead when it comes to cleanup, and some folks rebuilding will take months. But wanted to talk about some indirect issues that we have post-storm. So let's take a look at this pie chart. First off, though, want to show you the aerials, though, over Cameron, and this is the flooding that has occurred over the coastal portions of Cameron. This is what we're seeing right now. And again, I thought we might see water higher than this, and this is actually not as bad, but it's bad because it's flooding homes as we go down into Cameron Parish. And this is courtesy of the U.S. Coast Guard. And look, a lot of water just about everywhere with that storm surge that came in. That was probably 15 feet, 10 to 15 feet. And now the water, fortunately, has been coming down a little bit faster than anticipated. But all this water that's over by Cameron has been spreading to the east and inundating the rest of Acadiana's coastal parishes. I got word from ERAT the water's been up and rising a foot since this morning. So this water still will be in the coastal marshes and coastal portions of Acadiana for a while, but the tide gauges have come down along the coast, so that's good, as some of this water will drain back into the Gulf. But also want to talk about some of the pitfalls after a hurricane, and these are all indirect fatalities after a hurricane. You know, you have tornado, you have wind, you have freshwater flooding, storm surge. Those are the main killers. But post-storm, the number one killer is cardiovascular failure. You're working too hard, it's hot, you're cutting trees, that sort of thing. Electrocution, carbon monoxide, that's a big one here in Acadiana too. So that accounts for about 20% of the fatalities in a hurricane or post-storm, whether it's related to a generator or a heart attack, and you have to be careful with those chainsaws. Evacuating can be deadly as well. Vehicle accidents, everybody's busy looking at their phones, that sort of thing. Falling trees, I think this number is bigger for Acadiana, but this is in general 1%, and falls, slip and falls 1%, indirect about 8%, and about 8% of the fatalities are in high water situations where people are driving through high water after the storm and getting into trouble. So keep that in mind and be careful with those generators. Their carbon monoxide they produce is a deadly silent killer, and you don't want to put it in your garage. You don't even want to put it in a carport because the carbon monoxide will just sit there. You got to get out in an open area, get it at least 15, 20 feet from your house. Just get extra long, super heavy duty extension cords. That works the best. Now, weather-wise, we don't have a whole lot going on. Fortunately, all the showers and storms off to the east, but we're not done with the rain chances, as I mentioned. Rainfall from the hurricane, anywhere shaded in orange and red, was anywhere between 5 and about 8 inches. Some spots even more than that. At my house on the south side of Lafayette, I have a good accurate rain gauge, 6.55 inches of rain, and most of that came in about 5 hours. So we had some localized street flooding, but nothing more than that. And then back to the west, you can see that heavy rainfall associated with that eye wall. Heavy rains on the order of up to 10 inches in spots as we went across western Louisiana. So here's a satellite loop over the last 24 hours showing that storm coming in, and just a horrible looking storm and a perfect looking eye, unfortunately. Now the remnant system, not quite a remnant, still a tropical storm, all lopsided now, though. There's shear involved, so all the storms are off to the north and east, still with 50-mile-per-hour winds, and that's going to produce heavy rains through the Tennessee River Valley and then on through the mid-Atlantic before exiting the east coast this weekend. So let's take a look at the graph model here. We see our storm spinning to the north, but we have an upper-level disturbance that's going to be coming in, and that's going to generate showers and storms across the area, and some locally heavy storms where we could see several inches of rain, and that could cause more localized flooding. Not a guarantee, but the model indicating the threat of some locally heavy rainfall at times. So I'm going to keep rain chance tomorrow pretty high at 80%, primarily in the morning, mid-afternoon hours. Then things typically in a tropical atmosphere quiet down for late in the day. And then moving into the weekend, a little bit less moisture, but we'll have daytime heating. So we do expect scattered showers and storms to pop up as we head into Saturday afternoon. Much the same could be said for Sunday. And as for rainfall totals, look at the model. It's going for some locally heavy rainfall, and this graph model did a very good job with the rain associated with the hurricane. So we're going to be on the lookout for some spots that could see some training showers and storms. In general, we'll say 2 to 4, but we could see isolated amounts more. These numbers, though, not set in stone. You could see a lot of variance in what we are going to see compared to what is forecast. So rain chances high tomorrow, kind of a stormy day as we go into the weekend. More typical summer-like weather, and as we go into next week, finally rain chances going down and closer to 20% or less, and temperatures staying up as we head into the first week of September. And tomorrow we'll look at the rest of the tropics, but for now we'll take a break and deal with the aftermath associated with Laura. That's it for weather for now. We're going to be right back right after this.